I wanted to understand where ADAC, maybe let me ask the question. Where does ADAC get the authority to arrest General Khumalo? Gandhi, what is the mandate of ADAC? And how do hiring decisions, right or wrong, wrong, hiring decisions become corruption and fraud? Maybe we're not understanding what's happening in that case. So what's ADAC's mandate? How do, within their mandate, investigate a hiring decision at SAPS?
Yeah, thanks, Honorable Chair. As far as I know, ADAC was established to investigate initially state capture, and then now as they were made permanent, also to investigate corruption. So that's what I know. How they come to investigate the employment or the appointments of a person in crime intelligence, I also do not know. But what I know is that they did request documents through summonses from myself, and they were given those documents, and they started investigating, and eventually they end up arresting. I wouldn't know how it does come. It's not the first time, Honorable Chair, that we have maybe somebody, if somebody is employed erroneously, or you have faked your CV, or you presented some wrong credentials, we pick it up, we do take action. We had actually a level 15 at some point appointed to head our IT space, and we pick up that this person said he was never fired, and he was never fired, and in actual fact he was, and there were certain things that he didn't disclose when he was employed, and we reviewed his employment contract, and we terminated the person's service. That's simply how we handle those type of things. It's not something new. If ever it happens, that's how we deal with it. We don't arrest people. We deal with the matter. And if the panel maybe did something wrong, you institute disciplinary action against them. So there has been, but of course, there was at some point one case in, I think in Limpopo, where members of the panel were charged criminally, and at the end of the day, they were exonerated. But employment issues or matters, normally that's how we handle them.
Okay, I know that we're going to talk to the head of ADAC, but General, did you find it strange what happened with ADAC and General Khumalo?
Yes, I did find it strange, yes. I did find it strange that they were charged for all those charges of corruptions, and I did indeed find it strange.
Thank you, General. My last 2 or 3 questions around some of the structural recommendations and legislative recommendations that have been made, largely by General Mkhwanazi. So General Mkhwanazi says there's no process that is followed around the development of organizational structures within SAPS. I think the example that he used is that depending on who a person is, they can just walk into your office. I'm not saying you specifically. I don't know if he indicated which national commissioner, but then depending on whether the national commissioner likes or doesn't like what they see, they sign off a structure. Is that how things are happening in SAPS?
Yes, that's how it was happening. Well, even myself, when I came in, I did introduce restructuring, but my restructuring is not wholesale restructuring. We only focus in areas where there is a need, which at head office, there's not much affected except, I think, one division, division inspectorate, which we did a study, or also even the minister also from his side suggested that maybe we don't need that division anymore. We agreed that yes, because me, I was thinking I'm going to downgrade the division, but we end up saying, no, we can close the division inspectorate, but infuse it in each directorate so that it's not a separate division, but it is infused in each directorate and can do the work from there. So, yeah, then thereafter, the area of my restructuring is more at the district and sub-district level. Because the district.
Sorry, John, sorry. Now, I think I hear that. I was just worried about this lack of process. So are you governed only by the SAPS Act or the Public Service Act as well?
We are governed by mostly the SAPS Act. But we also do have Public Service Act personnel. So the Public Service Act, to an extent, yes, it does apply.
Okay. So, but you're saying under your leadership, there's process. People don't just change structures willy-nilly.
I think what he said was when a national commissioner come in, he does restructuring. And the structure of the organization normally is valid for 5 years. So normally when another one comes, either is about to there or so, then they restructure.
No, he was talking about favoritism, General, but I get what you're saying. Now, in terms of seniority within the SAPS, and this is my second last question, honestly, or in fact, it could even be a last question. In terms of seniority within the SAPS, it's the National Commissioner, which is a general. In public service terms, it's the DG, right? Then you have the Deputy National Commissioners, which are Lieutenant Generals. The Provincial Commissioners, are they also Lieutenant Generals? Okay. Now, why would General Mkhwanazi come and say that the DNCs are made senior to the Provincial Commissioners? Is that the case? I would think that they're all on the same level.
Yeah, because they are appointed as Deputy National Commissioners. So in other words, they are extension of the National Commission. So there is a regulation that has been signed off, which define the seniority, which you'll first find the National Commissioner, and then you find the national head of DPCI and the deputy national commissioners, and then you find the provincial commissioners with the divisional commissioners.
So it's correct then that the deputy national commissioners are senior to the provincial commissioners. It's just that General Mkhwanazi doesn't like that.
That's correct. And just that the rank is the same, but yes, that's how you describe it, is correct.
So would I be correct then to say, and you don't have to speak on General Mkhwanazi's behalf if you don't think you should, but would I be correct to say that the reason that General Mkhwanazi doesn't want the DNCs in the BOCs is that he wants a structure where he then feels that they're more senior to them, they are not there, it's just themselves and the National Commissioner. Is there any other reason why he has a problem with the BOC?
No, I think you take it from the Police Act. Remember, the Police Act says the Board of Commissioners will consist of 9 provincial commissioners and the National Commissioner. What I alluded to earlier was that, to you, Honorable Chair, is that the Act doesn't prohibit inclusion of any. Hence, we include the Deputy National Commissioners and the Provincial Commissioners.
What he actually said, National Commissioner, is that he feels that they can't talk there because all these other people, they get there and then they feel like they can't talk. But let me ask you something, General. When the General was acting National Commissioner, do you remember him ever calling for the devolution of powers to provinces?
No, I don't remember. Actually, the first time I was appointed by him as a Deputy National Commissioner, the ones that you don't like now.
Thank you very much, General. No, let me stop there and say that perhaps then we need to get a sense as senior counsel, maybe on some of the reasons around General Mkhwana's views on issues of seniority. Thank you very much, Chairperson. I haven't exhausted my questions, but we've run out of time. Thank you very much. Thank you, General.
Time is always going to be the barrier